Good morning, everyone. It is Deborah with Kensington Cross Stitch. Welcome to another episode. It is Thursday, December 28, 2023, and I am bringing you just a little bit of a special episode this morning. I am not quite ready to put my Christmas decorations away, but I am thinking of changing them out for winter in the near future. So before I do that, I wanted to just do a little finish parade for you to show you the pieces that will be going up. Mostly in my craft room, but a couple of other places in the house as well. And I got a couple new pieces finished, fully finished yesterday. So I thought it was a good opportunity to show you those. Some of these you've seen before, some of those you, as I mentioned, you haven't. And I hope that you enjoy. And I will put description information in the box below for all of the patterns and designers in case I don't remember them. But I hope that you enjoy just this little special episode for this morning. So I will start with a piece that I finished yesterday. This is a piece that I stitched in kind of the fall of 2023. It's part of a sal that I'm running, which I'll get into, but I was able to fully finish it yesterday. And this is Winter ABCs by Lizzie Kate. There we go. I'm not sure if I can get the whole, I can get the whole thing in the view. So this is part of the ABC series by, I said Lizzie Kate, it is Little House Needleworks. So this is a series that she did a number of years ago. There is one for each season, as well as a kind of a sewing related, stitching related piece. And I am running the A Year of ABC's Sal. And so what we're doing is just a very sedate stitching on this. We're doing A through I in 1 month, J through R in the next, and then S through Z. And we're kind of pacing it so that you have it finished, and if you want to, you can have it fully finished in time for that season. So we are getting started on the spring ABCs piece this month in December. So we're stitching December, January, and February so that you can have it up and ready for the spring. So, but I wanted to show you my finished piece on this one. I did make one major change to this, which is all of the places where you see this blue, it was charted for red. I thought that that felt very, very Christmassy, and I wanted to make it more of a winter piece. And this was something that I saw made by Michelle McGraw do on her piece when she was stitching it. So I did do that. I did keep some of the red where it felt like it made sense. Like the cardinals should be red. The berries should probably be red. I really like the addition of the blue. I think it gives it a little more depth of color that I think this one piece, the others I think have a really wonderful depth of color. I felt like this one was a little bit one note with the white and then primarily the red, but I think adding just that bit of blue in really does make it a much more kind of winter piece. And this board I bought at Michael's, something like that. And I really wanted it to be something that had some decorative style in and of itself. So I knew it would be slightly bigger than the piece, which I like. I like the fact that it has a little bit of that lattice work showing through it. And I like the fact that it has a little space at the top where I can add a bow or I can add some sort of decoration. This is just a little piece that I found again at Michael's, and I thought it was just perfect to add there to give it a little bit of dimension. So in terms of the backing fabric, this is some flannel pieces from a charm pack, and I just sewed them together and made it one long strip, and so I have kind of a patchwork view. And again, I pulled colors that would bring out the colors in the piece as well. So again, something that has a very winter feel, not necessarily a Christmas feel, is what I was really going for. In terms of other finishing, I did of course put it on the washer and magnet because I wanted to be able to swap them out very easily when I change out for the new seasons. And I was very productive when I was doing this yesterday. I actually cut out the mat board and the batting for the rest of the season. So when I get to finish those, I will be able to just move right on, which I think is great. So my near-term plan is that I want to turn this wall behind me into a little bit of a display wall. So I think this piece is probably going to go kind of right in that empty space right there. So something we'll get to see in the future. But I'm really pleased with how this turned out. This is a 32 count Fabrics by Stephanie French blue, and I think it worked really well to make that white pop. So that is Winter ABCs by Little House Needleworks. So that was one of the pieces that I finished yesterday. The other piece that I finished yesterday is not actually a cross stitch project, but I did receive it from the Broderie and Colour Box set or kit. It's a monthly kit that you can get from Tom and Lily Creations. And what I like about that kit is every third box is another craft. So you get 2 out of 3, which are cross stitch projects, and you get everything that you need to stitch and fully finish it. And then every third one is something else. So this one is actually a ribbon embroidery project, and I received it last November, so a little over a year ago, and I started it at the time, and then it sat because I'm a seasonal stitcher and I didn't get it done. But I have now fully finished I finished the project and fully finished the project. I think it is just absolutely lovely. The moment I saw it, when I opened the box, I thought it was just so beautiful. I love those colors. Again, I have never done ribbon embroidery before. I can't say I probably will do it again anytime soon. I definitely did a lot of this incorrectly, but you can't tell, and who cares? I enjoyed it just trying it out as a new craft, and I think it is beautiful. It does have Tom and Lily threads, as well as silks from, I think, kind of a partner company, and then this is a 28 count opalescent Lugana that Tom and Lily dyes as well and is available. I really enjoyed it as a stitch. It does, in the original pattern, it calls for either it to say Merry Christmas or Joyeux Noël. I left it off. I think it looks really nice, just very plain. And then I finished it on kind of a holly fabric with some lady dot pom-poms. I think it is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. Yeah, and then this is a board. This is a piece that hangs in my guest bathroom, and I have also finished it with the washer and magnet so that way I can swap things out. I'm working on building up what I have for this. I have one piece that's an all-season piece that so far has stayed up pretty much all year, and I have one winter piece, and now I have a Christmas piece. So that is, I'm very happy to be adding something new to that. And then the other piece that I have is also a winter piece. And this is a piece by Bent Creek. They used to do every year a kind of seasonal snow globe, and it was on 18 count linen with pearl cotton that you stitch, and they were always a little snow globe piece. And I don't think they're doing those anymore, but there is quite a back catalog of those. I've stitched, I think, 2 or 3 of them at this point. And I love these little snowmen. Just, you can tell that somebody has just shaken the snow globe and they are just whirling around in there. I think that they are just so precious and adorable. And it came with some buttons and whatnot. And then I just finished it with kind of it's like a Christmas sweater fabric. So this is the piece that had been up for a while. I'm going to keep this one up just a little while so I can enjoy it for this season, and then this one will come back out until the springtime. So that is, it's one of the snow globes. I will look it up by Bent Creek. So those are kind of my most recent finishes. The next thing I will do is I think I'm going to show you 2 pieces that I didn't stitch, but they're part of my collection. And then I'll move on to the couple other ones that I've done. So this is a piece that I received in a smalls exchange at Stitchin' at the Farm in 2022. And this is another Little House Needleworks piece. I think is this Christmas on the Farm, Winter on the Farm, Christmas? I will look it up. It's one of that series. And I love that, again, it is, it can be Christmassy. It can also be wintry. I think the finishing on it is absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, I didn't catch who the stitcher was. If you are that person or know, please let me know. It is so soft and squishy. It is just beautifully finished. I did have this one hanging on my Christmas tree, and it will stay there just until I finish that, and then it will eventually get hung in my craft room for the winter because I think it's just really cute. So that is a Little House Needleworks piece. And then I also have a Cricut collection piece. And this one is Sugar Cookies by Cricut Collection. I did not stitch this one. It was stitched by a family member who sent it back, and then I fully finished it. And it's just on a plain kind of board that I found. It's basically just held in there with friction. I did eventually add one washer and magnet because it would fall, but definitely a winter piece. It's got some Santa and whatnot, but it also has kind of some Valentine's looks and I think some kind of winter cookies as well. So this one actually stays up in my kitchen year round because I think it's adorable and I like it. And it kind of goes in the beam between my kitchen and my dining slash sunroom. But I leave that up all year because I think it's just really pretty. And that's Sugar Cookies by the Cricket Collection. All right. Those are sort of the biggest pieces to get out of the way. You will also learn that much of my winter stitching is very snowman heavy. I definitely have a lot of snowmen. So this is, I believe that this is Heart in Hand. I will double check. But I think that snowman, he's just like that little scarf and he is just completely bundled up and so sweet. I love the colors and his long skinny little orange carrot nose I think is really cute. This one I finished just using a couple of, I think this was either a charm pack or a mini charm pack that I stitched together. And then I have that wonderful little snowman fabric on the back. So that's just a little pillow by, I think, Heart in Hand. I will look that up. I also have this other one, which is, this one is by Bent Creek, and I think it's from the Littles series. I did change a couple of the colors, gave him that pink scarf and the little hat, and then as you can see, it's actually completely filled in, full coverage, and it's got a couple of snowflakes and French knots and some things like that. And then this is on a little piece of 32 count that I dyed myself many years ago, and then finished with another really cute little snowman fabric. So I think that one is really precious. So that's by Bent Creek. And then I have another two by Little House. One of these I showed in one of my Flossmas videos. I do put this up for Christmas, and this is Baked Goods by Little House Needleworks. And again, just finished as a little pillow finish using some kind of matching fabric, really cute ribbon. I put it out for Christmas and then I leave it out for winter because I think it can be used for either and it helps fill out a display, but I love the kind of the berry colors in it and definitely something that you can keep out all winter long. So that is by Little House. Also by Little House from her ornament series. I forget what the name of this one is, but just a really cute little piece. I added just a tiny little bit of matching ribbon there. And then this was definitely during my pillow finish phase, which I'm perfectly fine with because there's always used little pillows. But that is another Little House piece there. The next one is another Bent Creek piece. This is one I've stitched, I think, twice now. I gave one away and I loved it so much I had to stitch it again for myself. And this is, now I'm forgetting again. I will look up the name and I will put it in here, but it's kind of a little winter piece and I changed out the colors just slightly. It's got a couple of satin stitches in it and then some Smyrna crosses there in the snow to give it a little bit of texture. I need to remember that as a technique. Like if you're stitching a whole lot of snow, just break it up with some Smyrna crosses. It gives it a little bit of interest. I think that one is just a really sweet little piece. And then this is a ribbon that I found at Joanne. I have a red one and a green one and I love it because it just gives it a little bit of a winter forest feel as well. And it kind of separates things out so I can use a bit of a bolder print for it. So that is another Bent Creek piece. The next thing we have is a Little House piece. You can tell that winter, this was very much my Little House phase. This is a piece by Little House. She did a series of these. There's one for each season. This is the winter piece, and it came with the Belsois silk. So that came in the pack, and then I believe you can buy all four at this point without the silk. But I just used that, and then I pulled this green from Stash. I think it's just a beautiful kind of a winter scene. Love that. I think I may have left off a tiny little bit of a border. I think it says winter. I think that it does say winter, and I just left that off and moved the border up. And then just finished with this cute little thing. So I did use some walnut shells in this as well as polyfill. And then the next one is a piece that I also showed in one of my Flossmas videos, and this is a Prairie Schooler piece from the Winter Samplers booklet, and it's kind of the quote from Christina Rossetti's poem In the Bleak Midwinter. The designer had changed those first couple of words. I just recharted them back to the original wording because that's what I liked about it. And then it's finished with some William Morris fabric from a little mini charm pack. And then it is finished on this little kind of display bin, so I can also use it for storage, and it gives me a 3-dimensional piece for display as well. So that is Winter Samplers from Prairie Color. And then I have 2 Country Cottage pieces. I did stitch, this is my monthly marker series from Country Cottage, and this is the Cottage of the Month series. And I just finished them all very simply with, these were stitched on 28 count mushroom Lugana, and then I used a matching fabric. I didn't even bother to put some felt or anything on the back. But I keep these up and they hang in kind of a little window piece that's in my display. So that will be our January piece. And then we also have our February piece, which definitely does not feel like winter, but February is still the winter time. So that will be up in a few months. And then I have 2 more. I was like, oh, the last one. I have one piece. This is just a little thing that I got from an issue of Cross Stitcher magazine a number of years ago. It came with these little cut out stars and the fabric and everything that you needed to finish them. And so it was just a sweet little kit that came there. Very quick stitch, very quick finish. And then I just kind of used them to add a little bit of texture to my display. So that was from Cross Stitcher. And then the last piece is a piece that another Bent Creek piece, and this is Snow. I love this snowman. I love that he is just like launched himself into space and is so happy. I changed the colors a little bit. The original one was kind of an over-dyed that gave it much more of a red, white, and blue feel, and I just changed it slightly to give it a very bright blue and a bright pink with that white. This is one of my favorite whites. This is Bella Rose, I think, by Classic Color Works. It has just a tiny little bit of a pink tint to it. Sometimes if you get it, it's more of a tan. But if you look, you can find some that are actually more of a pink tint, which I really like. And then this is a piece, it came like this. I didn't have to do anything. I just put it there in the center and added some lady dot trim around the edge. But that one is Snow by Bent Creek. So I feel like those are my winter pieces at this point. I am still working on adding more to that, but at this point I feel like I have enough for kind of the display in my room that I always do, and then space to kind of add a few around the house as I continue those. I do have some plans to do some more winter stitching again this winter, and I will show those in upcoming videos, but for now those are the pieces that I have fully finished and that will be going up on my display in the near future. So I hope that you enjoyed this little extra video. I will be doing a 2023 finish parade, so everything that I stitched this year, as well as an upcoming WIP and 2024 plans video in the near future. So come back, see some of the same content and some new stuff, but if not, it was just fun to be with you for a little while. I hope you enjoy and have a good day. Talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.